During a repeat of Antiques Roadshow, Fiona Bruce and the team paid a visit to 40 Hall in London. The experts were presented with several interesting items, ranging from a pair of hands crafted by Lucian Freud, a destination barred from the front of an early London bus, and a model of Donald Campbell's Blue Bird. However, it was a cast-iron Olympic marathon sign from 1908 which sparked John's interest. The expert began by quizzing the guest about the unique item, before delving into its history. So they set the course all the way from Windsor Castle, which was the start, all the way through North London, finally arriving at White City, and that distance was exactly 26 miles and 385 yards, John explained. And that distance has been the standard ever since. So this is the birth, really, the base of the modern marathon? Yes, the guest nodded in agreement as he detailed what happened on the day of the marathon where the sign was used. It was a really hot day and probably quite difficult for most of the runners, he said. John weighed in, especially as I don't think they were allowed to sort of be hydrated as they went along. They weren't allowed to drink, the guest replied. They could have a sponge but they weren't allowed to drink. The pair went on to discuss who won the marathon that day, stating, "It was a great day for Italy." When asked whether he was interested in running, the guest nodded, admitting that was the reason he bought the sign. "I found it at a boot sale in Preston and it was on the floor underneath a stallholder's table," the guest recalled. "He wanted £80 for it but I got him down to £60. But if I hadn't have been a runner I wouldn't have bought it. It would probably be still laying in the back of his van, I guess." So a unique piece, John continued before adding, "This is a one-off. It's not in the greatest condition, but that's fantastic. You haven't repainted, you haven't restored it. I think is a massively important piece of Olympic history." Turning his attention to the value of the sign, the expert said, "I think it should be in a museum. The Museum of London or the Olympic Museum, that sort of thing. I would think if it was sold at auction, well, where are you going to find another £2,500, £3,500? That's remarkable," the guest said in shock as John added, "I love it." When chatting about the item after the valuation, John admitted it was the first time had ever seen a sign like it in Antiques Roadshow history. He said, "This sign is one of the best things I've seen this year. It is historically important and this is the first time I've ever seen one." Antiques Roadshow is available to watch on BBC iPlayer.